X1075, it's MJ. I have an exclusive here. Talk about the power of the internet. Talk about the power of Twitter. I always tell you that's my favorite social media because it's just a great way to communicate, like with bands, with you guys all the time. I mean, it's an instant exchange, and I just love it. You can follow me at MJRadioDiva. But this morning I was checking out the Twitter Moments, which is all the breaking news on Twitter, and I read this incredible story. It was an exchange between two strangers on Twitter. One is a brother in Texas who's searching for pictures of his brother's neighborhood using the hashtag Hurricane Matthew in North Carolina because his brother and his dog were trapped in their home. The other is Drone Man, who is actually in North Carolina using his drone to cover footage of Hurricane Matthew. And he's posting the footage online. Together, these two strangers end up saving Craig's brother and his dog from the flood. Almost so unbelievable, it's like a movie. I was so excited about this story, and I was retweeting it all morning. And guess what? Drone Man tweets me. He's like, hey, let's talk about this story. Let's do an interview. You're the first one I'm contacting. So we get to hear this story straight from Drone Man, a.k.a. Quavis Heart. Good morning.
Power of the internet. We're gonna make that the whole showcase of everything, man. The power of the internet is really taking over.
And the power of Twitter, right?
Yeah, it's so amazing.
First off, I know you on Twitter as Drone Man, and your hashtag is at...
Yeah, I'm so first.
At I'm so first. Can we have your real name? You are a damn hero.
Appreciate it. My name is Quavis Art.
Quavis, it is amazing to talk with you this morning. I interview a lot of bands, but I read your story this morning, and I'm reading the feed back and forth on the Twitter Moments, and it was so powerful. It's just, I started crying.
The way they made that Twitter moment, that's epic right there. Like that, it tells the whole story right there.
Even better than reading the story on Twitter, we get to hear it directly from you. Can you break it down for us?
There was a hurricane that came through, and the floods were pretty bad, the night before. So we spent the whole night in total darkness.
Where are you at?
In North Carolina, towards Fayetteville, home of J. Cole.
Cole World.
Yeah. The power is out throughout the whole city. I have 2 batteries that fully charged for my drone. So I'm like, I got some gas. Let me go out here and get some good footage and see what's, the devastation has, in the city from an aerial point of view.
Yeah.
So I find this neighborhood, the houses are completely submerged.
Whoa.
So I pull out my drone, deploy it, put it up in the air, get a nice angle, and take a aerial shot and just post it to Twitter using a couple hashtags.
Yeah.
Well, shortly after that, this process right here had to be really fast because the guy had to take the picture off my Twitter using the hashtag, send it to his brother that was actually trapped in one of those houses in my picture.
That your drone captured.
Yes. And he was just being humorous with him, like, hey, man, well, at least this isn't you. You got to be better off than this guy. He's like, dude, hold up. That's me. Where's this guy? Where's the guy with the drone? Tell him to come back. So Craig, all the way down in Texas, he's playing communications guy now. So he hits me back on Twitter. He's like, dude, there's somebody stuck in the house. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Are you trolling me right now? What's going on?
Yeah.
I sent him a DM and we talked via voice on the phone, and that's when it went from 0 to 100, and it got real. And from that point on, I felt like it was just my duty. As not only a veteran, but, a citizen, just to make this thing happen because, he was stuck in the house and, no telling how long he had been in there, but apparently it was overnight with his dog.
Aww.
And I was able to deploy the drone again, make contact with him. And right as we got ready to get our boat, I was flying the drone around and happened to see a boat off in the distance. So I immediately flew over to them, distracted them, and got them to look at us on the shore over here and, screamed at them like, hey, there's a guy in the house right there. They had to see it and then look in the direction, and then, I was in the line of the sight of the drone also, but, further back. So we just yelled at him, was like, hey, man, there's somebody in the house right there. And by that time he was, hanging out the window, throwing stuff, letting him know he was right there, and, hey, we got him out.
Unfreaking believable. Now, how far were you from Craig's brother?
Okay, I was about 400 to 500 meters whenever I took the actual picture.
Okay.
But whenever I tweeted him and was talking to him, I was on the other side of town getting totally different footage. And that's when I dropped everything I was doing and got back to, the site I had just left, which was his neighborhood.
That is incredible. I was reading the thread of this and I started getting choked up. I was like, oh, victory. I read the headline. I knew how it ended, but just reading it and just going through the motion, I was like, this is incredible. You have a brother in Texas who's worried about his brother in North Carolina just got hit by Hurricane Matthew. So he pulls up the hashtag Hurricane Matthew on Twitter and he's trying to get pictures. And then Quavis, your drone photo pulls up.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
This is the most epic example of my brother's keeper and veteran saving a veteran. You got to give a shout out to the veterans, and even him having the courage to survive and just wait and be patient.
Man.
He was trapped up to the second floor in his house. You think about this. The first floor was completely submerged in water.
How scary.
So in order to even go out his front door, he would have to swim completely underwater and make it to the door, open it, and then swim up for air. And for those of you that do know how to swim, you know how difficult that could be.
Right. And then he has his dog with him who can't swim. You ain't going to leave your dog. No.
Nobody wants to leave the dog. That's like a child these days.
Oh, my gosh. I just thought this was the most crazy, cool, incredible story. So I'm like retweeting it all morning. I'm excited about it. And then you reach out to me through Twitter. You're like, let's talk about it. This made my day.
Oh, yeah.
Day made. Mic drop right now, okay?
And let me tell you something. Let me give you something really exclusive right now from I'm So First. You guys see me on social media. It's I'm So First on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let me tell you something. From North Carolina all the way to Las Vegas, this is the very first radio interview I've done since this story has bloomed. So you are so first in this situation.
I am so first, right? At MJRadioDiva. We're crushing the internet today. We're crushing Twitter today.
We're gonna crash the internet with inspirations.
Cuevas Heart, you rock, my brother. We're going to post up this story at x1075lasvegas.com, and we'll be sharing it on Facebook and Twitter and all that. You will know the name Cuevas Heart. Follow him on social media at I'm So First.
Make sure you tweet Security Craig.
Yeah, at security_Craig. That's a brother in Texas that got this whole rescue kicked off.
He's got a lot of stuff going on, too. This is so amazing. Like, if we ever all three of us get to meet, one day and just go out and have a drink, this is going to be one hell of a story. We need to have all the cameras there. Like, this is crazy.
Again, we're talking with Cuevas Heart, who was Drone Man. You can find him on Twitter at I'm So First.
I'm so first.
I'm so first. And I'm so first to get the interview. What? And it's just such a heartwarming, good feeling story too. So it makes it incredible.
America needed this. This is what we need.
We did need this.
This is what's gonna make America great again. Social media.
That is
the
right.
Power of the internet. Oh yeah, I was about to say, Craig, if you're listening, if you ever hear this, my first interview with this, Craig, let me just tell you, man, you are the M and F and man. You are the man. I cannot believe you made this happen. You had no idea that this was his house, and you just was trying to lift your brother up in spirit. And I'm gonna tell you, man, this is a blessing in disguise for you. And I appreciate you, bringing me into this situation with the work of a hashtag and the power of the internet. No problem. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
This is the most humbling experience I've ever had. So if you guys just want to follow up, make sure you just go ahead and follow me on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got. It's I'm So First. YouTube, make sure you guys tune in. I want to thank you from North Carolina. We're out here recovering from Hurricane Matthew. I want to thank you for having me on your station, and good luck to you guys.
You guys, was that a beautiful story or what? Cuevas also shared with me that he is a veteran. He's on the verge of being homeless from just severe flooded waters, and he's suffering from PTSD. And, he was just out there flying his drone. It's a good therapeutic thing for him to do. And for something amazing like this to come out, I think it's just re-inspired his life. And maybe some of yours, it shows that sometimes the littlest things can make a huge impact. And even if you're going through something in your life, you don't know how the smallest thing could change someone else's life. So take that with you today. Thanks for listening. It's MJ X 1075.